Warning, the following presentation is intended for mature audiences. It includes stigma topics like sex, addictions, mental illness, adult dialogue, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, my love. Welcome back to Arouse for another episode. And today we're talking everything's The Friends Reunion because this is a series very special to me. It has helped me through some really tough times in my life. Of course, it just makes me laugh. So if you haven't already checked out the Friends series, I mean, it's on Netflix. It's on so many different platforms, I do believe. I have probably watched seasons 1 to 10 through over 10 times. We're going to go over my top 5 favorite things about the reunion and then my top 5 hated things from the reunion. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to tell you one thing that I loved and then one thing that I hated, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get right into it. So number one thing that I loved was how they were reuniting on set and they were crying and hugging together. That just, for me, brought back so many memories because they were on set and you could see, you know, Joey and Chandler's apartment, the girls' apartment, the hallway in their building, and it just brought back so many amazing memories of all of my favorite episodes. Seeing them there 17 years later was such an amazing thing to witness. You go back and you watch the last episode of when they're leaving the apartment, and that was back in 2004, and here we are in 2021. I love seeing them come back, relive all these moments. Number one for one of the this stuff that I hated. Okay, James Corden. He should not have been the host. Let's be completely real about that. He was not it. He's okay as like a person that hosts his own talk show, but I'm like, they should have had someone else. And I'm not going to put names out there on who it should have been. He was not it. I just didn't like the way that he was. I was like, this wasn't the right person for the Friends reunion. They honestly should have picked someone else. I was very disappointed that they picked him. If you like James Corden and you disagree with me, that's fine. But I didn't like him in it, and I don't even really watch his talk show. I'm just not a huge fan of him. Number 2 of my most loved moments were that the cast voted on whether Rachel and Ross were on a break. And I was like waiting because I'm like, okay, what did everyone actually think? Like as an actor, as an actress, what did you think about the characters and the situation in this series? Because this is still a huge thing that is talked about even in 2021. And I still see memes and jokes about this even now, which is amazing that was such a huge thing from this series that people remember. The fact that everyone agreed that they were on a break. Thank you, because I believe that too. I mean, the whole situation itself was just chaotic. They were on a break. So I'm like, thank you for all of the actors and actresses to agree that they were on a break. That was amazing. Number 2 for top hated things was the fashion show. It was cute. Like, don't get me wrong. It was really cool to see some of the costumes like in person again. I don't like Justin Bieber. I don't. And for the fact that him to come out, wear the Sputnik Halloween outfit, and he did make it about him. Like, it was like, yeah, I'm Justin Bieber and I'm here, and it's like, okay, this is not about you though. This is about the Friends reunion, the cast members, and all the other people that brought it to life. This is not your moment to shine. I wasn't a huge fan of other famous people doing this fashion show. I would have much preferred them either doing a slideshow or bringing out the costume or something, just some random person wearing it, or like an old staff member or something, or cast member or whatever from the series wearing it, and then they could talk about it. It's like, oh, this was like my favorite moment, or this is what I hated about this outfit. And I would have much preferred them to do it that way rather than just have a little fashion runway show. Like, I wasn't a fan of that. Number 3 for most loved was the game with the actors. Oh, that was so good. I wish they showed more of it because that was a really awesome moment, especially when David Schwimmer was asking Courtney Cox, how many erogenous zones does Monica say that there are in the series? And she's like, 7. And I love that. Like, that was such an iconic moment. It would have been even better, I think, if they were in character and they were replaying this game and they were asking like Joey and Chandler, like, how many erogenous zones does Monica, like, or are there that Monica said? And if they were in character, that would have made it so much better. Like, I did love that they did the game. I wish they showed more of it because it was such a fun part of the show. And I rewatched that episode over and over again because I just love all the questions. They're so funny. Number 3 for most hated, Paul Rudd wasn't there, and other cast members as well. Like, yeah, they showed Gunther. Love him. He came on a Zoom because he wasn't able to make it there, which totally get that. But what about Paul Rudd? Like, he was huge in the end of the series. Like, he married Phoebe, and apparently he even helped direct, or he was part of like the last episode in the producing side. And it's like, okay, where was he? Like, he was a huge part of the series at the end, especially with Phoebe being her husband. And where was he? Because they brought back Janice. Janice was iconic. Love her and the parents. But it's like, okay, Paul Rudd, where was he? Why wasn't he there? Or if he wasn't able to make it there, you know, he could have jumped on a Zoom, just like, I can't remember the actor's name, but he played Gunther. Like, he came on the Zoom call and he showed up, and it's like, okay, even if Paul Rudd wasn't able to make it, why wasn't he on a Zoom? Come on, like, come on. Number 4 of my most loved moments was when Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer had, like, they admitted to having real crushes on each other as actors, and they channeled that through their characters of Rachel and Ross. No fucking idea. Like, I thought they were just really good actors, and of course they are, no doubt. The fact that they revealed that unknown secret that they had this, you know, on again, off again, like, hotness for each other, but one of them was always in a relationship, so it never worked out, but they channeled that energy and that love through their characters. I thought that was absolutely amazing and totally blew me away. I was like, no. I was like, that's not a thing. Why didn't they ever talk about this before? But of course they waited until the reunion to reveal it. So love that. Number 4, most hated. Where was the ketchup as characters? Okay, so this one, it came mostly from a lot of the promos that they were doing. It kind of let me down in the sense that I thought we were getting a big catch up of all, like, where the characters would be as the characters. And we got a little bit of that from Jennifer Aniston saying that, you know, she and Ross would be married with whatever 2 or 3 kids. But it's like, okay, but, you know, why couldn't you guys have acted that out and like put your own fun spin on it to make like a mini like episode about like where they would be? And they could have still come back to the apartment and been like, oh my God, we haven't been here in 17 years. Like, I'm doing this with my business, or, you know, I'm doing awesome at the ad agency. And it's like, okay, well, where are they? Like, I wish they would have acted that out. No real catch up. So we don't really know where the characters are, which was a huge letdown for me as a fan. Number 5 of most loved. So this is the last one. The fact that they admitted if they went to an event and they saw another cast member, like if Lisa Kudrow was at a party and she saw David, then they would be like, hey, I'm sorry, I gotta go talk to David. And they would spend like the night just talking, and they would just kind of like blow everyone off just to catch up with each other. That is literally amazing, because I've always heard the saying that if you're friends with someone for 10 years or longer, you have a lifetime friend, and they filmed for 10 years straight. They are lifelong friends. They've proven that. They've supported that that's a thing through finishing the series. The girls apparently still hang out on a fairly regular basis, even before the reunion. Not all of them have been together in the same room, and I think they've only done that once since they finished filming. So I just think that's amazing that they would be like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I'll talk to you later, but like, I need to go see like my old friend's cast member because we need to catch up, we need to talk. And that's all about like what a true friend is. It doesn't matter how much time has passed, you know, you're still gonna pick up like where things left off, and I think that's amazing. And number 5 for most hated, the short clips with like BTS, David Beckham. I was literally like, get the fuck out of here, because you're not part of the series. Yeah, you guys are great, BTS. I like your music. David Beckham, you're a great soccer player. That's great, but why are you part of the reunion? You were never in the show. When Reese Witherspoon came on and she did her own little video talking about it, love that, because she was part of this series. Like, she was part of a couple episodes. But when these random people were coming in, even Mindy Kaling, I love her as an actress. I love her as a producer and a director. She wasn't in the series. So I'm just kind of like, why? This seems super random. And, you know, it's great that this is your favorite episode, but honestly, I don't care. I just want to see the cast, get more time with the cast. And ultimately, they did take away from that, because the whole reunion was an hour and 40 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes or something like that, just under 2 hours. But some of these clips were taking away from time that we could have had of extra clips with the cast, or they could have had extra things in there, the actresses and the actors. So, okay, unless you were really part of this series, I don't really care that you're here. I would have rather them do more interviews like the Reese Witherspoon one. And they could have had even like Christina Applegate come in because she played the other sister of Rachel. And I wish they had Brad Pitt come in, even though him and Jennifer Aniston dated on and off and they've had their own drama. You know, maybe that was part of the reason why he couldn't come on for his own like clip. There were so many different actors that were missing from the reunion that I really wish they would have put them in there. So those are my top 5 loved and most hated parts of the reunion. What were yours? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in a review, or just, you know, take a screenshot of this episode and post it on social and give me your opinion. I would love to hear from you. But that's it. You know, that's what I have to say about the Friends reunion. And if you haven't watched it already, go watch it. I'm probably going to watch it again just to take in everything again. That's it. I love you so much, and I will see you next time.